Daddy. If you like what you see, comment and subscribe.
Sipping on a 40. Yo, I know it's been a minute, huh? Homie, I'm back. Yeah, I said, homie, I'm back.
Check 1 2 1 2. Check.
Hi, Daddy.
Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 47 of the Mr. Dad podcast. And today it's gonna be different. Hit that shit. Man, so today we're gonna go over parents' well-being. I know some of our parents are feeling out there, anything like me. Okay. You do relax now, one. So the parents' well-being. So lately, like, I don't know if you guys heard last week, I was kind of out of it. And for reasons I can't really be like, I can't put my finger on like directly. It was more so of a collaborative effort of shit that was going on at one time in my life. And I had to rise above it because as parents, we have no choice. Also, I didn't have a video last week because I had the sunburn right here on top of my head, and it made my hairline, it made me look like I had a hairline, but like I didn't want to deceive anybody. Like, ooh, look at him with the Bosley. Literally, it was just the fact that I had like this sun graze. I don't even know if it was burned. Like, I was out, it was hot, and then I started peeling, but it didn't hurt because, you know, dark people don't get sunburns. We just get blue-black. But anyways, it was a little bit darker right here, and it took almost a week for that shit to heal. And I was flaky, like a lizard. But, you know, whatever. So, anyways. So, because there was so much going on in my life, I just had to, like, one day just shut down. And even yesterday, it was like a shutdown. Like, I didn't have any interaction on the internet. I was just to myself, to the kids. We played some Uno. There was a whole bunch of, like, Phase 10. There was some card games going on. It was dope. And then I got back to the simplest form of me, which is the happy-go-lucky man. And then I fell out of it. Then I went back into it. But there's a cycle. So I'm just here right now to give some parents some tips on what the hell you should do when you start feeling that way, because I know we're trapped in the house right now, and I know that I've had an episode talking about the kids and what about the kids and all this other stuff, but now let's talk about the parents. I should call it what about the parents. Ooh, that's gonna be sick. Anyways, if you guys aren't already, you know, I suggest everyone takes a few breaks. You know what I'm saying? Like legit breaks though. Like, go outside and disappear. Like, if your kids are old enough, tell them, hey, I'll be back. And just go for a walk and disappear for a second. Getting outside is important. I work from home and I'm always home. So home right now is probably, I've never been in a position where I was at home working and at home taking care of kids. Usually I can completely unplug when I go to work, and then by the time I get home, I'm ready to see everyone, and I'm ready to like get my day started and go throughout my day and things like that. But lately that hasn't been the case. Like, literally I wake up here, I roll out of bed, I log on the computer, I answer questions, I just stay here, I raise kids, they're right behind me running around, like, and it's a little stressful for, let's say, the lighthearted, which I feel like I've been lately. Also, side note, I picked this shirt out for you guys. It's my Bert and Ernie special. I hope y'all like it. It's really old. You can tell by how the sleeves are starting to ride up on the shoulders. It's just getting little because maybe I'm getting big. I don't know. Who knows? But anyways, that's one thing. So getting outside and taking those breaks is really fucking important. Another thing that I really like to do is unplug. I feel like so often we look to the internet to entertain us, and lately that shit has not been entertaining at all. It's been very humbling. And I think that it's more so because everyone's forced to live their truth right now. Like, there is no way that you can go out there and floss or lie or pretend to be something that you're not. You're in a house like everyone else, and you are not, or they are not being as entertaining. And even though they try, it's like, it's not the same. Like, I've done some wild shit in my life, but right now, I am so happy. Like, this is my life. Like, usually, I go to work. Outside of me going to work, I usually go to work and I come back home and I kind of just chill with the kids. That's my life, and I love it because there is no replacing these angels of mine. I promise you. But anyways, and find some censorship. Like, we all know what's going on, especially in the black community. We really know what the fuck is going on, and we have to sometimes censor that just to bring our chi back in line, realign ourselves. And I feel like at this time, it is the best time to find a way to realign ourselves and adjust the balance, because I feel like life has to be balanced at all times, and we can't just continue to think of the bad shit, because then it eats at us. There always has to be some type of balance. Yin and yang, Mot, if you're Egyptian, if you're in Egyptian mythology, Mot, she's the goddess of balance, and she pretty much like just squats down and she puts out both her wings, and it's to show you that life should be properly balanced at all times. So we have to start allowing ourselves to be balanced. And I don't want people to think that because you're being balanced, you're losing the message, because you're not. It's just that constantly going through those cycles will fuck you over in the long run. That's just my personal opinion. If you got something else that you want to do, that's fine too. I'm not here to press nothing. Also, read. I see a lot of people getting their information from videos, little snippets, and things like that. But you can't get the whole context unless you read it. Sometimes when I watch news articles, right under it, they'll give you a synopsis of everything that went on in that whole video. And you can then get an understanding of like what's really going on in that snippet. You know, like they'll give you the breakdown. Whoever the editor is, or whoever the writer is of that actual story, will give you a little bit more insight, so you're just not outraged completely. I feel like life is like a coin, and everything's two-sided, and you know, there's never one tail, if that makes any sense. I for sure have been wrestling with the fact of, you know, what I do with this and what I do with that, and how do I evolve as a person, especially during this time where I have so much time on my hands, the time that I've always asked for. And you get abundance of it, and now you have to show face. Like, we should all be trying to evolve at this point to something greater, or at least attempt at being something greater. Because if we come out of this year with all this time on our hands with no plan, then we are failing ourselves. And I refuse to do that myself. So a lot of the times I'm applying a lot of this pressure. And again, that balance. Sometimes you got to release them off of you. You know, people. For me, lately I have been losing a lot of people, and not to death, but to just life changes. And I find myself like, fuck, I really enjoy these people. But I do find myself understanding that sometimes you have to release everything to gain something that you were missing. And I am not in the business, at least anymore, of hunting people down and keeping them close, because I have an auntie. Her name's forget, I'm not gonna tell you her name, but she's not my real auntie, and I met her a few years ago at work, and she was the one that told me that when I hug someone and I want my energy to be transferred correctly, we hug heart to heart, and anyone else, you keep your heart away from them. And it's a way to transfer the energy that, you show someone that you love them, but you don't show everyone that. And every time I go in for a hug at this point, every time I go in for a hug, I always visualize that day she told me that. And I appreciate her for that. It's something that I never knew, but I can feel the difference. So next time you guys go and hug someone that you love, align your hearts and enjoy, because right now I'm at that point where it's like people are falling off, and someone told me a long time ago that this would happen. Like, people will start falling out your life, but it's just to end the cycle that you continue to go through. And if those people don't return, it's fine, because they weren't there for you to grow. They weren't there for your growth process. They wanted you to stay with them. So whenever someone, it's been like this for the last like 3 or 4 years, whenever someone feels like they don't need to be in my life anymore for their well-being, I allow it. And I don't even attempt to fight it, because I feel like if I'm that important to a person later, they will then re-show face. And that's the life lessons that I've been learning, and the growth that I've had all this year. It's been about 5 people that I just completely lost contact with, and I'm totally fine with it. It hurt at first, but yeah. Yeah. Anyways, those are my tips, parents. You guys stay strong out there for the kids. Hug them, embrace them, love them. And there's the girl that died that used to play Glee. I have a fear of large body of waters. Like, even though I go on oceans and lakes like that, but she drowned in the lake, Paru, and her 4-year-old had got out the water from wearing a life jacket and got into the boat and took a nap while his mom was missing. And I was just like, fuck. Like, that's one of the reasons why I don't go and get in large bodies of water by myself. Like, if I'm with my son or I'm with my daughter and we go to a lake, we're not getting in the water. Like, because I always feel like somebody has to be there. It always has to be like a third person, I don't know. But anyways, just remember to love each other. Remember the heart to heart, which is really important. And remember that what did Tupac say? That every dark night has a bright day. So keep your head up and keep pushing forward. You guys have a great night, weekend, day. And thank you again for listening. I got to get out of here and raise these kids.